You just starting and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a sore. I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finished his bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big. Jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cards is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine, now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents. And now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like can too. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on Shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Y'all offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live.
What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Sheesh, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head.
Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finished his bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big. Jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cards is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a sore. I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finished his bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big. Jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cards is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine, now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents. And now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like can too. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on Shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Y'all offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live.
What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Sheesh, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head.
Ain't accept and ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finished his bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a soar, I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accept and ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finished his bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine, now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents. And now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like can too. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on Shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Y'all offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live.
What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Sheesh, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head.
Ain't accept and ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother.
You guys are good.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to ECAC, East Coast Division A Super Smash Brothers. Tonight, we've got St. Lawrence University up against St. Thomas Aquinas College, 2 New York universities, but we'll get a little bit more into them later. I'm Combo, joined here by Soy. How you doing tonight, Soy?
I'm doing great. This is going to be, this is the start of what's seeming to be a very fun year. Start of the school year, teams are getting right back into the groove of things. We get to see all this fresh new talent and see who will really rise up. It's going to be a fun season. I just can't wait to get started.
Yeah, having new talent always thrown into the mix is so much fun to see. I mean, Smash as a meta is always evolving constantly. And all of these colleges are very heavily influenced by their local scene. That's a really cool thing about Smash. as a whole, as your players are part of this collegiate circuit, right? But they could be going out to those tournaments that the pros are playing at too. It's almost like the collegiate and non-collegiate distinction doesn't really matter that much in Smash, and that's what makes it really, really cool to see all how when you isolate the collegiate players into their own circuit, to their own scene, how they kind of respond to external factors and to internal ones. It's always fun to see school rivalries. I mean, we got both schools here coming in from New York. I'm not sure how much history they necessarily share, but I think if none, then there's something to get started here already. It's always fun to watch. We'll be hopping into our game pretty soon. I know we've seen St. Thomas Aquinas around in previous seasons, and not too sure about their history there. What do you got for us?
Last year, they were kind of on a hot streak towards the end of the year. They got second at the Mid-Atlantic Invitational. If they had won that grand final, they would have booked their ticket to Atlanta for that CECC National Championship. So they were one set away from making it, and I think they're determined to get back there this time around, but we'll have to see. Their first opponent here is St. Lawrence.
Right, and a fun fact about St. Lawrence, apparently King K. Rool is their unofficial mascot for their Smash team. So not a surprise at all that they seem to be opening with K. Rool as their starting matchup here up against Pokemon trainer Neo Joe from St. Thomas Aquinas. So we got Andy on K. Rool and Neo Joe here on Pokemon trainer. Early game, we were seeing a lot of patient play from K. Rool to get a lot of simple punishes off against Squirtle. A bit uncharacteristic considering the combo-centric nature of Squirtle, who seems to do pretty well against these big body heavies like K. Rool. But Andy was handling it just fine. We had Neo Joe switch over to Ivysaur to handle this match a lot more at pace. And now we're seeing Ivysaur probably going to go for the forward throw, looking for a down air to spike here. Doesn't quite get it with the K. Rool up B lasting for so long. There's a clap. We got to throw. Down throw. What's the option going to be? There's an up tilt. Getting close to kill percent. I'm going to have Charizard to recover. Big body up against big body. Who's going to have the better kill option here up soon? We're going to have to find out. There's a throw. What's it going to be? Up throw will take the stock here. That high percent. It doesn't matter if you're K. Rool. You're not living there. So we got a slight advantage to Neo Joe. But this we got a down tilt. Up tilt's getting pretty close. The smash attack would actually take it out. Not quite fast enough considering the mashing speed that you might expect your opponents to have. So tough matchup here. Tough matchup.
It really is. And I'm actually kind of surprised. You know, he's getting these grabs, but you know, I like the idea to go for those quick up tilts just to test, just to see. But the fact that he hasn't seen how quick that mash is, but there's the down smash that I was expecting to see out of those grabs, taking that stock down. And remember, in this format, every single stock matters. And now look at the K. Rool getting some combos on the Squirtle. I thought this was supposed to be the other way around when that Squirtle's on the field.
Right, yeah, we saw Andy do the same thing in the last stock as well. It seems completely unfazed by Squirtle's unmatched speed. It really has to go down to the Ivysaur to get that proper damage output out up and against the K. Rool, but he's unfazed by this pressure, trying to run in and trying to box with Ivysaur anyway, despite the disjoints, despite the better speed. Nothing that Andy is worried about, and Neo Joe has to go right back to Charizard to box the same way. Look at that armor on the crown throw. He's going to have to forward tilt afterwards. Great parry on the blunderbuss. Throws the crown back. Good awareness from Andy to jump over it, but he's going to get caught by the dash attack afterwards. We have neutral B at ledge. Always a great option to catch people from Charizard. He's fishing for these back airs. It's a kill option. He really could have had it there. He jumped an extra time. K. Rool definitely deserved to die there, but still going to be living. Let's see if he's going to make Charizard regret it. It's a dash attack that's going to take it. A bit of a DI mishap. Didn't quite have kill sparks on deck, but it is what it is, and now we're going to get more chunky damage. It looks like Neo Joe is comfortable sticking with Charizard to play this matchup because although Ivysaur was working before, the previous stock wasn't quite handling it the same way, and Squirtle just definitely wasn't working despite the matchup. Nice back air read to catch the neutral get up. We've got Squirtle right back. He's going to try Squirtle one more time, and this might be Andy's time to get the ball rolling, or this could finally be Neo Joe proving the excellence of his Squirtle.
Well, let's see. Squirtle's out. A little bit of percent here, and you got K. Rool up to a high percent, but yeah, I think Neo Joe just wants to find a way to get this kill quickly, because the more rage this K. Rool gets, the quicker this PT might fall short of expectations here. So gotta try and find a way to get something. The Ivysaur's still out. Back air is just chipping away at the stock, just a few percent here and there, waiting for their one opportunity, but again, not a whole lot of windows for them to get too much. Dash attack, maybe an up B. There it was, but too late. Maybe a chance here once more. Maybe overextended, but the switch to Charizard will buy him a little bit more time.
Yeah, here's the Charizard switch that we had before. There's the back here for the kill option. That's exactly what I was going to say. You know, he's going to jump over, be fishing for backers, and that's the first thing he does on the last stock is Charizard, and that's going to be the first game, or rather, the first player, first stock, going over in favor of St. Thomas Aquinas. But definitely not something that St. Lawrence can't come back from, considering it is only just a one-stock lead. So a lot rests, in terms of momentum, a lot rests on the next player. It's going to be 3 stocks to 1. Can St. Lawrence's next player get away, taking out Neo Joe, and with no stocks gone, or are they going to have to lose something in the process? And that's really going to set the tone for the rest of this crew battle, because remember, this is a best of 3 of crews, but this is 3v3, so there's only 9 stocks per team. Each stock is considerably more valuable than your traditional 5v5 crew battles, so definitely something that St. Lawrence has to be looking out for. We'll see who their next player is, what character they play, because matchups definitely matter a lot, especially against a character like Pokemon Trainer, where it really seems like they got 3 matchups to play all at once. It's a dangerous situation, especially here this midpoint right here, because momentum is so fast, it swings so quickly in a 3v3 format. It all really centers around right now.
Yeah, it absolutely does. And on top of that, too, you're talking about how, you know, the fact that they now get this opportunity to try and counterpick, knowing, hey, we're going up against the Pokemon Trainer. We've got to take 1 stock off of this Pokemon Trainer. Who do you send in? Who do you have in your lineup? And I think for a character like Pokemon Trainer, it almost comes down to just kind of a comfort, right? Because Pokemon Trainer has those 3 different options, those 3 different ways to play the game. So it's not necessarily easy to just come up with a straight up, this character counters this counters Pokemon Trainer. And we're about to see how Henny J steps into the ring with the Ness going up against this Pokemon Trainer.
That's right. I like the Ivysaur switch right before they died, so they reset at Squirtle, as is the starting Pokemon. Very nice detail. Now you've got Henny J up against Neo Joe's last stock. These are both small, boxing, up close, pretty combo-centric characters, but that's not all Squirtle has. When considering Ivysaur and Charizard in the back line. And I think it's definitely possible. This is a character that Ivysaur has a much better time gimping. So if Squirtle can get a lot of damage output, like we're seeing right here with these combos, the down throw, double up air before, now a nice forward throw for the edge guard. The switch over to the Ivysaur will be huge for this matchup very, very soon. I'm already seeing that kill percent. Maybe holding off for a neutral B gimp with Water Gun as well. It's a potential option, but Ness is not going to get a lot of damage up. There's a good up B out of shield. Is Neo Joe really sticking with Squirtle here to try and land this kill? We're going to get a back throw. Okay, don't want to steal that too early. There's the Water Gun. Used it without PK Thunder on deck. I'm not sure if this is a good gimp opportunity. He's going to let that slide instead. Nice! Ooh. There's a smash tag at ledge to cover whatever option, and now that's a stock down here for Henny J and St. Lawrence. This is where things get really slippery, considering that Neo Joe barely only took about 50% for that 1 stock. You know, there's no telling that Neo Joe can just try to do something like this again. There's a down throw, whips the up air, doesn't quite get the full combo that they want. Ness is gonna be trying to get a lot of damage out here, though. Henny J does not want to put their team behind any further, but ooh, there's the down to land, no re-grab, just dash away. Gonna trade here at ledge. And finally, there's the Ivysaur, but because of the lag in air, there was going to be a nice smash attack to try and take care of something. But now we got heavy Charizard. Back throw is not going to kill here, not even close. Nice Flare Blitz to get back to ledge.
Needs something here soon, though, and I think you're starting to get the sense and the feel of it, too. They know that Charizard, with all that rage, can certainly kill a light Ness early, but that Yo-Yo so dangerous early air dodge, though, buffered it, thought they could snap to the ledge and couldn't, and they will fall there. So a little bit of blood drawn there, but there's number 1 down for the side of St. Thomas Aquinas. They'll have to figure out who they're going to send in to try and counterpick Henny J's Ness.
Yeah, that's one of your least favorite ways to go out up against Ness. When Ness is just throwing out the down smash Yo-Yo over ledge to try and clip you before you can grab it. Sometimes those angles are just too perfect and your up B doesn't have enough speed, doesn't have enough range to challenge it, and you just get hit. So unfortunately, that air dodge was being mashed, and he couldn't quite try different angles, and Charizard just had to fall to his gloom. Because honestly, that was kill percent. With how much rage that Charizard had and seeing Ness approaching that 50-60% mark, a huge chunky hit, especially near ledge, would be over for Ness, and that would be huge momentum for St. Thomas Aquinas. So I definitely see what Neo Joe is trying to go for, but Henny J trying to hold the fort down, trying to stop the bleeding. 2 stocks to 3 here, both on their midpoint players. A lot is riding here on how Henny J can kind of respond to the more resources that St. Thomas Aquinas College has to work with. Their second player is going to matter a lot, especially since now they have counter pick advantage 2 up against this Ness, who's already down in stock. And Ness can have some polarizing matchups sometimes. I know Ness is not the biggest swordy fan, so if you've got a good sword character player on your team, or maybe just even a secondary you want to throw it out, as long as they're fundamentally able to deal with Ness and the way Ness plays, you would do just fine. You would do just fine in that matchup. So we'll see what St. Thomas Aquinas has got in the back.
Yeah, last year the lineup was a lot of, we saw in particular, Derpinger had a lot of key standout performances on the Villager, and a lot of their big wins, he had kind of pop-off moments where he was able to take 5 stocks, 6 stocks from players. So, and they often liked to put to slot him in as that second player in the lineup, but maybe they are trying a different strategy this time around. I mean, it is first week of the season, first game of the season. Maybe they want to test the depth of this roster a bit more, and we'll have to see how they do. Last year there was also Amp the Wolf player, Zach Attack the Terry player, and the Wolf is coming in. Amp stepping into the ring with a 1 stock lead against Henny J's Ness. We'll have to see this one. I mean, I feel like I've seen both sides of this matchup where both sides can really mess each other up if you give just a little bit of ground.
Yeah, this isn't a matchup that would explicitly say, like, oh, Wolf wins for sure. I mean, of course, the Reflector is great for gimping and whatnot, but I think Wolf is pretty comboable as a character, and it doesn't help that a lot of his combos aren't necessarily the most consistent at all times. It might be a little bit more harder to play neutral up against the faster disjoints that Ness has to offer, but I mean, if you're getting all the right reads and catching all the ledge get-ups and trying to jump in at neutral and find your way in, Wolf can definitely play this matchup, but I wouldn't say this is necessarily the greatest pick you want to go for up against the Ness. But now we got Ness off stage. What's the option going to be here? Okay, we're just going to have air dodge back to ledge. Got to fear the forward tilt. Covers a lot of range, but nice PK fires you to catch the jump backs. There's a forward. We got PK Thunder 2, but the Wolf side B is getting right in where he wants. Here we are at ledge. There's a rising up air. Good nair out of shield for the punish. Wow, the laser call out against the down B, catching right when down B is dropped to not absorb the projectile. That's crazy. Super gutsy here from Wolf.
Yeah, and ooh, that's gonna be up. Caught him with the down smash again. That's another stock off the board. So stock count even, but still 110. And you got to think Wolf should be able to find a kill here. But I got to be honest, these jumps are coming out very early from Amp. And Henny J, I think, is starting to catch on to it. So that's something to watch out for as this stock in particular goes on. Because Wolf without a jump, that's a dangerous place to be.
Oh, messed up the up smash angle. Still managed to get a nice PK Thunder 2 to loop around, and now we're almost equal. Oh, wait, that was a kill off the top. I couldn't even see that. The Wolf is gone, straight up gone. That's, wow. Unfortunate DI mishap there. Now actually a stock lead here for St. Lawrence. Is it possible to take another stock here, preserve some more resources for Henny J? Ooh, nice up smash out of shield, but Ness is still living. Catch him with the up tilt. Not quite. Not quite. There's the rising fair. Gets a grab. Here's a back throw instead of down throw. Wants to go for an early gimp maybe. Wolf doesn't have the greatest air game or recovery, so there's something that could be looking for.
Good forward air there. Again, catching the jump in. And Henny J, this match in particular, doing just a really good job of maintaining their own space, right? Against Ivysaur and Squirtle, it was a little tougher. The speed of those characters, the range of those characters, but this time around, knowing Wolf only really has one way in outside of that laser is just making it a lot easier, but they'll be able to get back to stage. At 178, they're really trying to hold on to this stock best they can. Nair keeps him off stage. Ooh, clipped him twice.
Look at this.
Is that
gimp.
it? Yeah, it is. What a clip
goodness.
there. The upbeat twice, catching both recoveries and making sure Amp falls to his demise there.
Wow, Henny J was a soldier right there, playing the fortress for his team, quite literally trying to keep a wall around himself with all the disjoints, the PSI attacks to keep Wolf away. My goodness, that's a reversal of fortune right there. That's exactly what St. Lawrence University needed to put themselves back in the lead. Henny J still has potential to take his stock off the next player that St. Thomas Aquinas has to send in here, and that's big for momentum. This is not something I was expecting. I expect the matchup to go pretty evenly, but and it seemed like it was. A lot of, especially the first stock, a lot of those neutral interactions, we had Ness end that stock at maybe around 100%, right? Which is your about kill range. You're entering that. But after that, it seems like Wolf got a little bit too greedy, and Henny J was really catching those jump ins, really catching him at ledge too. Another big thing is charging that up smash and down smash at ledge was something that Wolf was just not prepared for. Regular getup is still going to be caught. There's a lasting hitbox there. You can't just regular get up and then maybe try to shield or spot dodge or something like that. That's gonna catch you, and it did multiple times. And then towards the end, that PK Thunder 2 gimp, I was thinking the opposite would happen, where Wolf would try to go off stage and try to reflect the PK Thunder so that Ness couldn't hit himself to recover, but instead Ness was using his PK Thunder to gimp Wolf's recovery. It was beautiful. They kind of snaked around him, hit him twice, and that was a crazy, awesome gimp. And now Henny J is still in it. That's big. That's really big.
Yeah, and how quickly momentum shifts, right? We were talking about how, St. Thomas Aquinas has a lot of expectations on them. They were so close to making that land a year ago, and they've got the lead headed into the second kind of game or set or, match in this first round here. But then all of a sudden, just one quick play, one upbeat, hitting him twice, just the tail end of it and circling around, right? Controlling that upbeat and making sure just the edge of that hitbox connects. And again, we talk about how Wolf off stage, not the greatest recovery, and Henny J doing just a great job of making those opportunities count, finding things like the jump in and stuffing it out to give themselves more and more opportunities to keep them at disadvantage, to keep them off stage, to keep giving themselves a chance to seal away those stocks.
Now we've got, you mentioned Derpinger earlier on St. Thomas Aquinas' lineup with the crazy villager, absolutely tearing through stocks in the past. Now they pull up as the anchor here for St. Thomas Aquinas. Let's see how much work can this villager put in up against Ness and whoever is left.
It's going to be a difficult task, I feel like, right? All those ranged projectiles are going to be a lot to deal with. But, Ness, the combo game, it is still ever threatening, especially with a character like Villager, who also likes to jump a lot. So we saw those forward air catches could come in clutch if they continue to do so, but kind of the range and the spacing is the most important part here, especially through this first stock, as right now off stage he's going to get caught by the bowling ball, and down goes stock number 2.
What a forward smash there. I like how you mentioned the jump-ins from Villager being a very important point. I do think that it's worth noting that across these matchups, both characters interact quite differently, though. Wolf's much more of a big body fast faller, while Villager has a lot more opportunity to kind of change air drift and air stall with things like side B, or try to control space better with things like up air and down air, or even your forward or back air slingshots. So Villager stands a much better chance of trying to bait these anti-airs and actually getting a punish of his own.
Every time the Villager upbeat comes out and you can hear the sound of the yo-yo clanking with the balloons, I think, oh no, it's gonna pop. He's just gonna fall, and it's gonna be very sad. But Derpinger able to survive at least for that first encounter, does get the tree. The dash attack through is going to connect. Already at 81 is Henny J right now. Make it 90, and this is where things get real tough. He reads the air dodge with the down air, and no blood drawn. It's going to be last game or last player for both teams.
Yeah, I guess I'm going to have to eat my words about the momentum that St. Lawrence had building there. Derpinger put down Henny J. Like, yeah, that's a Ness. I could deal with that. I've done it before. I'll do it again. Right? Dropping a bowling ball up against PK Thunder 2 with the amount of speed and vulnerability that move has, and just no fear, not at all. Throws it straight down, catches. Right? I was expecting a jump off and try and pocket the PK Thunder instead. I guess the bowling ball works too. Whatever works. Got to get the stock taken. At the end there, that is a bit of a habit I noticed up against Amp as well. When Henny J was near ledge, he would try to not use PK Thunder if possible, which is fair, right? You have to fear the reflector, and in this case, you have to fear the pocket. But, air dodging to ledge every time also makes you predictable in that sense. And since PK Thunder was already punished before, Henny J's like, oh, maybe I should try something else this time. And Derpinger already had Henny J's number on that one. It's like, oh, you want to try air dodging? I got an answer for that too. Here is me down airing you, sending you straight down to the blast zone. And now here we are. Derpinger, all 3 stocks, sure, 97%, but that's going to reset with the next game. Right, you're not keeping percent from game to game. It's just stocks. So St. Lawrence University should be pretty worried, and hopefully has something real nice up their sleeves.
That's something that we didn't get to talk about a lot, but that play at high percents just becomes so critical, because a lot of players, they see that red number and they think, okay, I'm either going to get killed or I'm going to get the kill. They want to use that rage, but I think one of the keys of a matchup like this, right? The fact that he's able to hold on to that stock at high percent, right? Or at least Derpinger is, and the fact that Villager, right, can just kind of poke away at you for so long with those forward airs and back airs, just, slowly chip away, kind of gives them a little bit of agency in terms of how they want to play. They can go in, but they are, I think, more prone to, staying at a distance and then using that one moment, the one time you make a mistake, to go in and see what extra they can get.
True enough. It doesn't help that Ness doesn't have the most reliable way to deal with all of Villager's projectiles too, because Ness excels a lot against, energy-based projectiles, and that's not something Villager has a whole lot of. And Ness's Reflector Baseball Bat, the forward smash, is quite a committal move. I actually did try to see Ness attempt to use the forward smash against the Lloyd Rocket, but you mess up the timing there, and you are so vulnerable. And that's just kind of the unfortunate reality of the way you have to play that matchup. But now up here up against Derpinger, we're going to have Legmer pull out the Joker, a fundamentally very sound character. It's not the worst thing to send into pretty much any matchup, right? It's got solid combos that work against most of the cast most of the time. Good kill setups and kill confirms, even if they can be a little bit hard and annoying to land sometimes. And of course, everything that Arsene brings to the table. Joker is a character that I think benefits more from playing as not the last character within a crew battle, since Arsene stacks meter up a lot faster if he's behind on stocks. And that's just a mechanic that you can't really avoid. And so that makes him really good to try and reverse momentum. So something like, in the middle of the set, trying to stop bleeding, Joker's a great character to send in. But here we are. We have Joker at the end here, down 74% up against Derpinger's 43. Looking for that Arsene Reflect, not necessarily the most punishable thing, but if you're looking for it, you can still whiff punish it. Nice invincibility through pocket to avoid that back air. That's an avant-garde strategy, but it has its uses in its own ways. Arsene's already gone, completely stalled out there. Great defense from Villager.
Yeah, really doing a nice job right now. The fact that you can get rid of Arsene so quickly, that's so useful. And falling out of the up smash there. So second chance at life here for Legmer, but look at the pressure off stage. And the Nair gonna connect as well. Down goes stock number 1 of Legmer, and Derpinger only at 52, just really doing a good job of finding their opportunities.
My goodness, the lasting hitbox of the tree coming up connected. He got 2 forwarders after that, slingshot after slingshot. But the ledge coverage here from Derpinger has been wonderful, right? Especially using that right platform of Town and City to try and cover space and get him off even further and use some forward airs and then catch the air dodge in with a Nair. We're seeing really aggressive play here from Legmer right now, trying to fish for kill, getting those landing downers, but not able to get the up smasher up here to follow up. Here's a throw, back throw with the offstage option going to be going real deep. Gonna try to go down. He's out of Arsene. Lost it all there. Drag down, up air, a little slow on the up smash to get up smash in return. Tree is out. We're gonna see an axe flying soon. Oh, there's the Nair. Is he gonna be able to make it back? No, he is not. And Joker is down another stock. Legmer's got 1. Derpinger's got 3. This is looking really good for the first game on St. Thomas Aquinas, but I don't want to call anything just yet. You never know what'll happen, especially with the comeback factor like Joker. Arsene is gonna pop up in seconds.
Derpinger's spacing is just so clean right now. Just being able to space around a lot of these large hitboxes that Joker can throw out, and that's a low recovery, but they're able to get through at 45 though, and they're gonna land. Ooh, that was an ambitious forward smash. That's gonna get punished by Arsene back air, so 1 stock done, but Derpinger still has 2 remaining, and it took a lot to take that first one.
Right, now Arsene is about 1/3 left here and falling since Derpinger still landing hits. Nice reflect. Not actually going to end up hitting anyone though. And there's Rebel's Guard trying to stack Arsene as fast as possible. Already got meter back to about half. You don't want to get axed and you don't want to get slingshot here though. This is very scary for Joker. One thing I did mention before, nice axe was the, oh my goodness, he rolled onto platform right as he got Arsene. He's going to get up aired for his trouble. That's Town and City for you folks. And that's going to be first game of this crew battle, going to St. Thomas Aquinas 1-0 over St. Lawrence University, 2 stocks to none. Close, but Derpinger really did not have any problems going through those 5 stocks at the end.
Yeah, and a great performance from Derpinger in particular, and such a tragic way, I think, for that first one. And normally in a situation like that, you think, oh, I'm scared of the platform leaving and me missing the tech, right? You do something, you miss your tech as it goes away, and you get stretchered off stage. This time it's the reverse. It comes in, and it might not have been expecting that platform to come in at that time, and rolls in, and just a great reaction there from Derpinger to recognize, hey, he's got to do something here, and hustles over, gets the up air, and is able to take the stock. But yeah, Derpinger just played really solid, overall. And I commend the spacing, and I was a little worried at first because, flashback to the end of last season when they were so close to qualifying, it was a Joker that took them down. It was a Joker that was able to, get the stocks needed to secure a victory for them, but a loss for St. Thomas Aquinas. So we were wondering how Derpinger was going to do in this matchup, and the answer is pretty darn well. They were able to find, a lot of quick conversions, things like, stringing together the forward airs and knowing that more percent you're going to get the closer they are to that slingshot, and just being able to kind of outspace, again, those large hitboxes, things like the forward air of Joker, the back air of Joker, able to take that one stock. But other than that, the fadeaways that they had to avoid any potential edge guard that Joker is kind of known for, just got really mitigated throughout that set.
Right. I do want to commend that every time Joker tried to go for one of those more safe kill confirm options, whether it be the drag down up air or the first hit of forward air, and tries to get the follow up after, it seems that Joker was a little bit too slow, had a little bit too much lag, or Derpinger had the right amount of DI to push away from that to not really connect. So I'm not really sure how much of that can be attributed to mistakes on Legmer's part or great awareness from Derpinger's part, but either way, not getting hit by kill confirms helped Derpinger live for so much longer, eventually falling prey to a stray backer, but that was not a kill confirm. That was just something that happened to connect at that moment. And so that definitely helped keep Derpinger alive a lot longer, because that's not usually what Joker is always looking for to try and close out these stocks. It's usually that fall down, clip with the first hit of forward air, maybe catch him with an up air and try and drag down. And so having Derpinger live those is absolutely huge for that matchup. I'm sure that's been practiced to some degree. But now we're going to see a bit of roster placement differences. We're going to have Henny J opening up on St. Lawrence University side, while we're going to have Neo Joe staying to be St. Thomas Aquinas' opener. Let's see this Ness up against Pokemon Trainer. 3 stocks to 3 this time. Considering last time when he had to play with 2 stocks, Henny J did not lose a single one.
Yeah, and I think, part of the game plan for St. Thomas Aquinas, right? If it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? Neo Joe started last time, did pretty well. We'll see how he does this time around. And I think one of the big keys here for Henny J, this Squirtle, right, did so much work early. Can they kind of mitigate the damage that was done last time? And now, relatively even, or not necessarily even, but at least doing better than the last time the Squirtle was out. I think the Squirtle got, 90-ish%? Well, there's the 90. All right, well, Neo Joe certainly pretty good with this Squirtle and knowing where to be, especially against this Ness in particular.
Yeah, I was suggesting the Ivysaur before, but now that I think about it a little more, I can see why Neo Joe might be fearing the larger hurt box, less speed fear, along with the air reliance that Ivysaur has for a lot of plays. That was scary. Very nice switch there to avoid the PK Thunder to it and flying straight up. But with Ivysaur, I can see how Ivysaur gets considerably more punishable up against Ness. Ooh, nice. That's a lot of up smash reliance that we see Henny J go for. Nice. Catching with the PK Fire Ledge. Is that forwarder going to take it? And it is. So that's the one thing about Ivysaur, right? And Charizard here too. Their models are so much bigger. The hurtbox so much bigger. They're going to get hit by so much more that Ness has to offer. And, ooh, nice forward tilt to beat out the PSI Magnet. There's the neutral B, air dodge, no fall up on the read there, no grab. Tries to go for a forward, or I guess it's more of a down tilt instead, and isn't quite going to get punished from there. Nice rising forward air, trying to raise some more percent, rolling away from the grab, very dangerous right now.
Neo Joe really wants either this down tilt or, oh no, the fire, just barely able to get out of it there and get away from that forward smash. If that connected, that could have been the stock. But speaking of stocks, down goes that one. There's the up smash from Charizard to even up the stock count, but still 117. And the Ivysaur barely surviving. Good switch to make sure the tether doesn't get interrupted. And Flare Blitz will get you back to stage, but not for long. The dash attack will almost take that stock. That up air landed, I think, just a little bit late was Henny J on their option. And because of that, Neo Joe gets to survive.
Yeah, I really feel like that option was Henny J's stock to play right there. Still gets the back air to shield for a punish. But Charizard was able to land. I'm not entirely sure what happened with that trade. Okay, nice jump out from Squirtle. Not going to get hit by as many PK Fire hits, and especially not going to get hit by the second one. This is where Neojo has to do a lot of damage and has to be super, super thoughtful about how they try and want to close out this stock. They might want to wait until Ness is like very deeply off stage to commit to switching to Ivysaur, because it really seems like these neutral interactions are very, very difficult for Neojo to win right now with Ivysaur and Charizard. But man, looks like Henny J is not worried about the Squirtle either.
Yeah, right now at 80%. They gotta find a way back down. Switch to Ivysaur. Trade there. Gets a grab. What can you get out of this? Down throw. Turnaround up B. Interesting choice there. Just trying to get him off stage. But that's one of the things about Neojo that I think I've kind of noticed through at least the first couple sets for them. They like to pull the trigger on these kind of quick kill options very early. Things like the Ivysaur up B and Charizard with the back airs. But there, speaking of, the up B comes in, catches Henny J. So down goes stock number 2. Still trying to hold on to this one. And the Flare Blitz, tried to catch him, but the Flare Blitz will connect. And this is a dangerous spot. 40%.
It's a gift angle. There it is.
Oh my
Goodness. I was thinking right as that Flare Blitz hit, I was like, oh wait, this could be momentum shifting. This could be time. There could be something crazy about to happen here. He gets the throw afterwards, goes for a back throw, not a combo throw, fishing and praying for a gimp opportunity, and sends Ness straight down with that down air at 145%. Absolutely no way Ness is recovering from that. And Henny J is going to go down yet again here in the second game. I like the adaptation of who they're trying to send out, right? St. Lawrence University is thinking, okay, there's a good chance that St. Thomas Aquinas is going to open with Pokemon Trainer again. It's such a solid opening pick. There's no reason not to really go for something like that. And so they're thinking, okay, who did well against the Pokemon Trainer last time? We had Henny J on Ness. Right, let's try it again. And we're seeing early game, Neojo's getting some good advantage with a lot of Squirtle. The moment that we hit around 90%, the moment that we're seeing this Ivysaur switch, that looked like it was Henny J's game for the rest of it, right? Up until the very end, before that last hit, it still seemed like Henny J had the game in the bag, right? The matchups played out well. This is the theory made sense. Henny J happened to work against Neojo last time. No reason for it not to work out this time too. Try to build more of a stock lead if you can, since you're both open and got 3 stocks to work with. But no. Towards the very end, Neojo is like, I got 145% on my Charizard. I got a downer that can spike. Can I fish for it? Can I roll for it? Can I get it? And he got it. And that's all they needed. Now Neojo's going to walk in with 1 stock, 0% on Pokemon Trainer up against whoever St. Lawrence wants to send it next. They try to do as much damage as possible.
And on top of that, too, I mean, to get that down air, right? You think, when you think of Pokemon Trainer, you're thinking of that Ivysaur down air because it's just so massive. And when Charizard comes out, everyone's thinking about the back throw back air because just how dangerous that combo can be. But instead, the patience, the delay, they wait that extra half second to make them think about that back air, and then they get the perfect down air off the back of it. So really well done by Neojo. Now it's up to Andy to try and get this game back to even. We'll see what they can do. I mean, I believe last time these two played was game 1, and it was really close, but in the end it was Neojo who was able to hold on to that stock. So we'll see what adjustments Andy can make this time around.
That's right. Early we got a 3 stock on 3 stock before, so if Andy can keep it close, Andy's prerogative right here is going to be land that 1 stock without losing as much as possible. Now we are seeing Squirtle come out more from Neojo's side to actually deal with the K-Rool. Earlier we were seeing more of a switch to Ivysaur very early on, which I thought was interesting because I feel like this is a pretty solid matchup in Squirtle's favor. Now we're seeing Squirtle come out and just use that objectively faster frame data to mess with K-Rool. We just can't press any buttons up against Squirtle. Now we're approaching those higher kill ranges. No harm in throwing out the Ivysaur, and soon to be Charizard, from what I can tell. We're looking at down here. There it is. There's a spike, but K-Rool's coming back. There's another one. We're getting a third one. Oh. This is the third one. But nice forward smash read there. And that is honestly all that Andy could have asked for here for this matchup. Anything more that Andy gets here is going to be an absolutely huge boon. Huge win for the matchup. Rather, Neojo, not Andy. My bad.
Ooh, oh my, there's a back air. No jump. That's a low recovery. Won't be able to switch, though, to try and get those spikes again. And Neojo at 107. Flare Blitz through the cannonball, shielded, but the forward smash not able to reach in time. Gets around the forward tilt, too. This is a down throw, forward air. just getting more and more damage. The upbeat early there, trading with the flare blitz at the end of that sequence, so a lot of percent on the board, and now this is where we kind of get into that danger zone for both sides. Neutral B is enough to take it there. The cannonball didn't connect, but the gun did, and down goes Neo Joe, but only a stock off the board of Andy.
Yeah, that's pretty big here for Neo Joe, I still think. And considering the potential of taking that second stock too, very, very close. Well played by both players. I kind of like the extreme factor of what Neo Joe is going for, especially off stage. They're looking for as many cheesy or quick gimps or kills they could get with, whether it be nair, back air, or downer with a stage spike. Who knows, right? Neo Joe is fishing for something, trying to get something out there. All good there. All good there. Now we're going to have next player from St. Thomas Aquinas pull up while Andy's going to get a bit of a breather. We'll be going through stage selection as well. Quick thing I wanted to note about St. Lawrence University actually is that this is their second academic year in ECAC Smash, and they're actually playing without their captain tonight due to medical reasons. He's fine, but they did want to give a shout out to their captain. So thank you so much for all the work you've done for ECAC Smash and SLU Orchard. And we hope to be hearing from you soon and seeing you soon. Thank you so much.
Yeah, Orchard. Yeah, and playing without your captain week one can really be rough, right? Because you think of that captain as, all right, he's going to be our eyes and ears. He's going to be that neutral observer of sorts to help point out, hey, what can I do better? What can I adjust? And so to not have necessarily the full starting lineup is a little rough, but still coming through, playing well, keeping it even here once again through at least the first players. We'll have to see who they send in next. But St. Lawrence, I mean, last year they did pretty well for themselves. They made the playoffs and won in their very opening round of that playoff set. They just could not beat Juanita College in that second round, who was one of the top schools in that bracket. So we'll have to see how they can do this year, as we're seeing Amp on the Falco this time around going up against the K-Rule.
Juniata College, by the way.
Oh, Juniata. My apologies.
Right. But yeah, now it looks like we've got Amp going from one spacey to another, from the Wolf to Falco. Try and play this matchup. Rather, this isn't a matchup that Wolf quite had to deal with last time. It was more of a Wolf Nest thing. But nonetheless, maybe Amp wanted to try something new or felt more comfortable with this matchup up against K-Rule. The Reflector is doing wonders right now, and it looks like they're going to try to reflect back and forth, but just a little bit too faster on the draw from K-Rule. A bit early on the Falco to forward throw. I think they were looking for grab armor there to beat the ground. But Falco's another very combo-centric character that I think would fare pretty well up against K-Rule, but K-Rule's hitboxes can be very obnoxious to deal with for how long-lasting and how large they can actually be. So trying to contest Falco is something I think K-Rule could do a little bit better compared to some of the other heavies that might struggle with this matchup.
Yeah, I agree. And I think the biggest key, everyone talks about Falco's combos, but the biggest key is being able to land that final killing blow off the back of it. And on a big body like K-Rule, in theory, it should be easier. But if you don't, now you're stuck with this big, heavy monster that's going to do a ton of damage per hit. So you have to be very careful in a situation like this. Look, 153, that's a ton of rage off stage. Do they get back now? They get the grab off of the dash attack, missed, and there's the back throw, and goodbye stock number one of Amp, but they trade it right back. One apiece between these two.
Yeah, that's a down smash to clear out that second stock. But as you were saying, they're landing that final blow. We just saw that carry over 150%, right, in terms of rage. So it's super important that you be able to close out these stocks as well, which not every combo-centric character is necessarily the best at, which is why it's nice that a character like Squirtle has, Ivysaur and Charizard in the back. But most characters are just one character and have to be pushing for their own kill options here. Falco might be looking to try to get off stage. Something like a forward air might try to get a cheeky down tilt, or maybe an up smash, try to get an up air kill off the top, but none of these are super easily confirmable. Some of it takes a lot of work and positioning, but nice forward smash read there on the landing. I guess a bit of a commentator's curse saying, you know what, I could just make one hard read and take care of this entire stock on my own. There's that forward smash. It is a strong forward smash. I have to respect it. It's just a little slow. kind of hard to get that commitment to go towards. Also, definitely quite unsafe and quite laggy too if you whiff. But I mean, good confidence during that forward smash to catch the landing from K-Rool. K-Rool could have nared. That would have definitely beaten that out, or maybe even gone for something like a cheeky counter. But in that moment, he felt, I'm not going to try to commit to any of my own laggy moves because we know how laggy K-Rool is. The mix-ups in the mind games go layers, layers, and layers. So definitely a wonderful catch there from Amp with the Falco forward smash. Now he's got 2 stocks on him up against the last player from St. Lawrence University. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, and like you said, I love the adjustment there to go for that forward smash read because, you know, you were talking about how K-Rool has all those armor options, right? Things like the Nair, the Crown, you know, right? Any of those, you know, that belly armor could probably have fought through it at some point. But I think when you're playing the K-Rool in that manner, it feels kind of safe to land there. It feels like the right thing to do, especially if you've got one of those options lined up. Problem was, those options were not available in that moment, and well read by Amp to say, hey, you are going to be right here, and just fully committed to that forward smash. And that, as you said, that forward smash really strong. So really well done by Amp. And I also like the adjustment too from Wolf to Falco. You know, not completely different characters. I mean, obviously it feels different to fight against them, especially because of what you think about when you're playing against this character, right? You think of the Falco up tilt combos and so on and so forth. But to see that extra pocket and see how well it's doing here in week 1, it really shows the growth of Amp from year 1 to year 2.
That's right, yeah. Although there's a lot of thematic similarities between Wolf and Falco, they're definitely fundamentally very, very different characters. To have them kind of come out and both be in there to keep the thematic consistency, but still the gameplay adjustments are wonderful. But now we're seeing Legmer make the adjustment to switch over to Chrom instead of Joker. So do keep in mind this is also something that Legmer, I believe, will have to commit to for the rest of this. So if they do take out Amp here, they'll have to play Chrom into Derpager's Villager. So again, I feel like this is a bit of an odd decision just because I don't think Chrom necessarily excels against Villager, and in fact definitely has problems getting gipped. And on top of that, this is kind of where Joker would want to bring that comeback factor, considering, you know, you have to reasonably think it's possible I will lose a stock up here up against Amp in this set. Even if I do win, I will be behind on stock, so that's where Joker really, really shines for potential comeback. So I'm not entirely sure what the rationale here is about the Chrom, but so far, it looks like they're going pretty even, although committing to offstage gameplay against Falco can be scary. Falco can go for 1 jump and 1 nair, 1 back air when you're trying to match offstage. There's the jab, nice back air to follow up. Will take that kill off the top left platform of Kalos. Still pretty scary, though. Chrom is no stranger to getting gimped, and with a character like Falco having such great air game and air speed, it's always something to keep on the table.
Yeah, Legmer has to be really careful. Love what they did in that first stock, though. They get the first hit in Nair and have the spacing down to make sure that they can get that jab in the back air. Laser going to make sure that stock goes away. So down 1 for Legmer here, and they're still trying to find one more. But Chrom, I mean, hits like a truck at times. They just got to find that one combo starter of sorts. But speaking of combo starters, here come the combos from Amp, getting a quick 44 on that second stock.
Love the extension by catching the jump with another up tilt. That definitely, you know, could have been anything. Chrom could have tried and challenged. Chrom could have air dodged away. It really could have been anything, but he felt confident that Chrom's going to land right here. No option, and got a nice extension with the up tilt to follow up. But yeah, as I mentioned before with Chrom's capability, we saw one simple laser be everything that Chrom needed to fall apart right there. So although we're seeing some great edge guarding here from Chrom, all Falco needs is one strong winning situation off stage, and that's pretty much spelling doom here for Chrom. Nice counter there on the up B. Maybe expect some. Oh, that's going to be scary. No sweet spot. Not the craziest punish in the world, though. Just a forward throw. Could have maybe gotten a dash attack to send them way more flying. Jab backer, not quite going to hit, but there is that forward tilt to catch. That forward tilt is deceptively strong, covers a lot of range, and is not that unsafe. Actually, a fantastic tool for Chrom players to be using, especially towards ledge, where you can kind of just press forward tilt. It'll hit people if they're hanging on ledge. It could 2-frame, and also it's not too much of a commitment, so you could forward tilt in front of you, catch a roll, forward tilt right behind you. Such a good move. So now we're going to have Legmer on 2 stocks here with Chrom up against Derpager's Villager. This is scary. I'm just not super feeling this matchup. Of course, there's always potential for Chrom to get the craziest sick flowing combos, right? Get your forward air, up airs, great juggling with up airs, catch with nairs, go forward. One hard forward smash read, especially if you're on some place like Town and City, or smash wheel off the edge of a platform like we saw with the jab back air of the top left of Kalos, right? Something like that to really grab those kills. Your Villager, not the heaviest character, right? You can maybe make something happen. But again, Villager's small, harder to hit. Villager's got great air mobility, so would love messing with you off stage, can throw stuff at you off stage, right? Here's the thing, right? Chrom's recovery is straight vertical. Villager has a fantastic option that also goes straight vertically down with the forward smash, which we've already seen come out before. So despite everything else that Villager has to offer with offstage gameplay, it seems like that bowling ball is just kind of made to counter the Chrom up B. So it's like, oh man, how can you play a matchup where you're basically not allowed to get hit off stage?
Yeah,
You know?
I'm with you. It feels like this is going to be a insanely hard task, just the way Derpinger has been playing too. But it means that the gameplay or the game plan coming into this is you have to win the fight on stage. You're not allowed to go off stage against this Villager because of all the options that Derpinger will have. If you do, you have to win the fight on this main platform and see what you can do. See if you can get the those forward airs, up airs, and I think what I'd like to see a little bit more of, it felt like they were very passive at using that forward tilt in that set against Amp moments ago. I think there are more opportunities for you to use that, especially if it's got that little bit of push to keep you away, to keep Villager away in this instance, could be pretty useful. Small battlefield, the sight of it, and it's, as we mentioned, 3-2 here, and if Derpinger gets these next two stocks, that's a 2-0 for St. Thomas Aquinas.
Yeah, this is gonna be really scary. We actually saw, I felt a somewhat similar way about Falco. Although I don't think Falco's gimping gameplay was as strong against Chrom, because Chrom does have pretty good airspeed. We still saw Legber go off stage to try and challenge Falco, or keep following up with offstage pressure, and I just thought that was so dangerous. And so I feel like if Legber tries to go for something similar up here against Derpinger can just throw out a nail, and that's all that Legber needs to do to simply fall to his doom. So really worried about how Legber's going to approach when Villager is off stage and he's not. But so far we're keeping things pretty even. Got to be using those Chrom disjoints and using that speed, but great maneuverability. And there's the downer spike on the Chrom up B. It didn't even need to be a bowling ball. It was straight down for Chrom. Nice downer there into an up air to scoop him up. There's a hard forward smash read there. Maybe just try to get one stop if possible. Okay, they got the side B, double-edged dance. The downwards variation again, the downer to scoop up. I think you're using the balloon to extend the hitbox length of the downer, which is, I don't know if that's intentional or just a nice little quirk of the matchup. Really cool to see nonetheless.
Yeah, it's really well done. Unfortunately, not able to find a kill off of it, because now you got Villager with Rage, and these hits are really going to rack up. 94, 95 right now. He's still looking for a way back down. Like the side B there to kind of stall out and get back to that platform with a little bit of movement reversal. And there's the back air. So one stock gone, but 95% here. You're going to have to find a few more opportunities like that. And they're going to fight through the tree, but still a lot of work to be done here. How do you get back to stage? Derpinger has kind of set up the wall with that tree in a really awkward spot for Chrom to deal with.
Right, Chrom is fighting for his life to try and remain on center stage, and it really doesn't seem like Derbinger's letting him have any of it. The moment he tries to gain some space, he's already back at ledge. So many ledge options, so much bridge. Trying to jump the Lloyd Rocket, trying not to hang still on ledge to get clipped by something else. Instead, going to catch the jump option with a forward air of his own, and Derpinger is going to take it over Legmer with another victory here for St. Thomas Aquinas, thus taking the entire set 2-0. Congratulations to St. Thomas Aquinas, and great work here to St. Lawrence University as well. I really love seeing the back and forth of different matchups, right? Henny J put up some great work, especially in that first game of the set up against St. Thomas Aquinas, and really it had to be Derpinger to come in and try and stop the bleeding. But not only did he slow everything down, he twisted and flipped everything right back into St. Thomas Aquinas' favor to close out that first game. And the second game, the way the matchups played out, it just didn't seem like St. Thomas Aquinas was as worried anymore, right? You're going into your last game with 3 stocks on 2, Villager against Chrom. you're sitting pretty, right? You got Derpinger, you got your anchor. I mean, he's got to know how to play this matchup. It was just, it was looking really good for St. Thomas Aquinas there in that second set. And I mean, they clutched out, they pulled through. They got the win that they were looking for. They got the win that they needed. So great stuff all around.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun to watch. And again, for St. Lawrence, although you take the loss this week, there was some really good stuff. Like you said, Henny J on the Ness had those big moments, especially in the middle of those sets that really were clutch. Legmer, the ability to kind of flex as the anchor both times from Joker to Crom, saw some really good things there. Still, just at the end of the day, it was the story of this match was the fact that Derpinger was able to take so many stocks as they did. They were able to clean up both sets 1 and 2, but really, it's great to get back into the swing of things. You saw a little bit of day one rust early, but I think by the time this match was done, they were all ready, warmed up, and playing, best they could. But at the end of the day, it was St. Thomas Aquinas to get the win. A lot of good stuff, and can't wait to see what these two teams do next week.
Yep, very excited. Well, nobody go anywhere. We're going to try and grab ourselves an interview with one of the players. So everyone stay right where you are. We'll be back shortly.
As soon as he out to finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cards is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a soar, I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out to finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cards is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine, now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents. And now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like can too. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on Shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Your offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live.
What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Sheesh, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head. Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out to finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cards is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a sore. I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big. Jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the ground on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine, now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to. Back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents. And now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like can too. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on Shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Your offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live.
What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless.
Welcome back, everybody. If you guys are just tuning in or want a bit of a catch-up, we just finished the a set between St. Lawrence University and St. Thomas Aquinas. 2-0 for St. Thomas Aquinas there. How are you feeling about that set, Soy? Quick thoughts.
It was a lot of fun, and it's good to see these schools get back into the groove of things. St. Thomas Aquinas, I mean, they take care of business. I think this is a team that, last year they had a lot of good success, but they fell just short towards the postseason. And this year, I think they're looking to get right back to it. And this is just the start that they were looking for.
Absolutely. And with that, we've got someone here to represent St. Thomas Aquinas, the star opener themselves. Neo Joe is here to join us for a bit of an interview.
Hi,
there he is. Man of the hour. Welcome, welcome. How are you feeling about that win? What are your thoughts about the set, the way you played it across from game 1 and game 2?
When I went in, I was very jumpy, very jittery. I was actually jumping around a room because, it just felt great to be back. It was the first time, first match of the season. Got to show, how much I've improved in everything.
It's great to hear. It's great to hear. Yeah, I mean, you're decidedly the opener for both games here. Is that kind of related to your character pick there with Pokemon Trainer having good matchup coverage? Or do you just feel as a player more confident, or do other players feel less confident? What's kind of decision behind that?
I really don't feel my confidence till after the first game. If I don't feel as confident or more confident, I think it does have to deal with my character because I have 3 different characters. I can decide what matchup I want. Sometimes Squirtle's the best if it's big characters, or maybe smaller characters so I can get in faster and don't have to deal with the projectiles. But I've always been kind of the opener. Even I used to play Link, but I think that's just kind of how it's been.
Got it.
Absolutely the case. When you're going into a match like that, you say you're kind of jumping around the room, getting excited, getting ready. Is there kind of a pregame warm up that you guys have, to get ready for each of these weekly matches?
Sometimes yes. We usually just play against each other, the people on the team, but not really outside of that. We don't really have pregame warm ups, any special things we do. I think this might be something new I do, get all the energy out of me before the match. So when I'm in there, I'm just completely calm.
Seems like a great idea, yeah. I did want to talk a little bit about some of the adaptations with roster from first game to the second game, more so on the opposing side, where first game you opened up as Pokemon Trainer up against King K. Rool and then had to deal with a Ness later on, and then Ness ultimately is the one that ended up taking you out pretty convincingly too. So for the second game, when you saw the Ness open up, how did you feel about the way you wanted to approach that? Do you feel like this is like a character matchup difference or a player matchup? Were you just nervous? How did you feel when you saw Ness kind of as a counter pick to you as the beginning of the second game?
I think it was definitely a character difference. I think the player was definitely very good, but for the character difference, I don't really play against a lot of Nesses. So during the first game, when I played against them and eventually lost, I realized I just had to remember data that I remembered from past games of playing Ness. and which Pokemon to use, which would be best. And then when I faced against them the second time, I just remembered I have to like respect a lot of their options, especially a lot of their projectiles and a lot of their ledge game. Like with Charizard, it's not great to recover against the yo-yo. So I had to do Ivysaur and kind of just hang and wait till it's done.
Makes sense. Makes sense. And you made those very gutsy and dangerous off-stage moves, especially towards the end of that second game where you got that 145% on Charizard. But what a down air for closing. How did you feel right after that moment, knowing that you won that game despite everything being stacked against you, and now you start building momentum for your team?
So for like my gutsy moves, that's definitely how I play in practice. Like I'll just throw out things. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. And if they do work, then I know for next time I can use them in an actual match. This was the first time I've kind of played that gutsy, kind of just throwing stuff out. For that down air, I did realize like I was at like 170, that Ness was at 40. Why not? Like worst thing that happens is like I just have to deal with recovering back as Charizard, which could kill me, maybe not, but it's really about those big plays that I really like about Smash. Just those big things and then yelling like, that killed. Like I didn't think that would happen.
Great to hear.
Yeah, and so you guys get the win, or you got through your set. I guess, was there any kind of philosophy for the rest of your lineup? Obviously, you've got the Pokemon trainer, but Derpager comes in as the consistent anchor for this time around, and Amp with the character swaps. Is that just kind of a in-the-moment type of play, or is it something that you've thought about beforehand?
So our player order is usually the same. Like Derpager is usually last unless like we think they're gonna send out like their best player first. I'm usually first, and then Amp will try to clean out a stock or two. Our job, like I wouldn't say it's our job, but we try our best to make it easiest for Derpager to clear as many stocks as we can. But I think with how I did tonight, I'm hoping that like I can show that hey, I could do a lot of good things too.
You guys really had a. I mean, Derpager obviously kind of takes the highlights for how many stocks that he took, but you guys really did a fantastic job, and you with the highlight reel play of that down air too. Fantastic stuff. I guess this is kind of quick retrospective, but what's one of your big takeaways from this week? What's something that you guys as a team you think you need to work on headed into week 2?
I think two big things are character matchups and nerves, because for character matchups, like there's only like 4 or 5 of us on the team, so we really only know like the matchups for like 4 characters, and then when we play against different characters like the Joker, King K. Rool, or Ness, like we don't have those on our team, so we don't really know them. But one good thing was we actually did get to go to Atlanta last summer. We were very lucky to do that, even though we got second. And when we were there, we got to meet a lot of new other players, other people from colleges, and learn a lot of different matchups from that. So I think that was a good thing. And then the second thing is nerves. Like today, like this night, I was very jumpy, like very excited, but I wasn't really nervous. Like last year, I was very nervous. And I think that just comes with time and getting used to this kind of like this esports as a whole. Like last year was our first time we were very nervous, but I hope as we continue, nerves will just slowly go away like it did tonight.
Yeah,
great to hear. Right there.
Yeah, by the time that this set was done, you guys looked like you were, back into the swing of things. So, you guys really looked good. Again, congratulations on the victory this week. And
Thank you.
While you're here, is there anyone you'd like to shout out or thank? We'll give you the floor.
Definitely my family. My mom, my dad, my sister, just being there for me. Definitely my teammates, like always, like even though we don't have many players or characters, we play a lot. We give each other advice. And then just a few of the local tournaments that I go to, definitely just learning character matchups since there's a lot more players there.
It's great to hear. Yeah, thank you so much for joining us, and congratulations on your win. We're looking forward to see how the rest of your team plays out for the rest of the season. Super, super excited to see where all that goes. We'll be seeing you around. Take care.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
All right, so that just about wraps up our great set here. I mean, the back and forth and the character adaptations, especially like it feels pretty on the fly from St. Thomas Aquinas, especially. They were not too worried about the way their players are kind of laid out. It's more so it's just they had Amp kind of make the switch from Falco to Wolf, and I think he did pretty adequate with like kind of the intention of what we're trying to do with the K rule, and then the Crom to come afterwards. Pretty great stuff there from Amp as well. So really, all three players on their team were putting in great work. Any closing thoughts for us?
Yeah, I mean, fantastic stuff. Week 1 in the books, and we'll get ready for week 2. Good to see these players back into the swing of things, get back into action. Those quick adjustments that St. Thomas Aquinas made between not only just set 1 and 2, but just in their individual matchups, really key, really clutch. How quick can you flip that dime, flip that switch? Really going to be something fun to watch throughout the rest of the season. But it's been a blast, and can't wait to do this again next week.
Yeah, for sure. It's been an absolute pleasure, Soy, commentating with you. I'm Combo. This is Soy, and we're being your commentators here today for the East Coast Division A of ECAC Super Smash Brothers. We'll hopefully be seeing you guys same time, 8 p.m. Eastern next week on Monday for some awesome, exhilarating matches. But until then, we hope you all take care. Have a good one.
Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Jeez, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 Classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head. Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a soar, I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine, now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents. And now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like can too. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on Shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Your offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live.
What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Jeez, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 Classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head.
Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the grind on the cards is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a soar, I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he